Let's talk about, I don't think we talked about last week, the Amiibo Tap, Nintendo's Greatest Bits, which is an application.
Such a cute name.
It is a cute name, and it apparently will allow users to download a free application from the Nintendo eShop, and then if you have any Amiibo and you could buy them, you would be able to tap them and automatically have a retro game unlocked on your system from the NES or the SNES.
A piece of a retro game.
A piece of a retro game,
Yes.
that's right. And that it's a 3-minute sort of demo of a stage, a randomly selected scene, if you will.
Explain
Well,
though
not
why,
randomly selected.
Explain why I should be excited. I love all those games, but why should I be excited about
So that's what I'm actually a little concerned about. Is I'm not sure if I'm excited myself either. I think it's another interesting use of Amiibo, but for most folks like us, it doesn't really work for us.
It's not for you guys.
Yeah,
Because we have those games, right?
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
have played those games. We probably have finished those games.
Right.
We love those games.
we do,
And
They're
that's where,
classics.
and that's where it feels like, all right, everybody else lets you download a demo to their game, but in this case, you got to tap your Amiibo to do it.
Which you paid money
know.
to
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
you tried to
Well-
pay money to get.
Yeah, yes and no. I see it more like these are games that I don't know if people would actively seek out the downloads for. This is a way of sort of it's sort of like a callback to those old like demo discs that people used to send out, you know, which is just sort of a grab bag. You didn't know what you were going to get, but you got it and you played it because it was free. I like the idea of a kid sitting down and tapping an Amiibo to the gamepad and getting a demo to something that he never would have downloaded on his
Yeah.
own. Like I don't know if a kid's really going to go sit down and search out a Super
That's true.
Metroid demo.
Yeah.
Because just like looking at that game when you're a child now, I have no idea what that looks like to somebody. To me, it's visually appealing. I go, oh, I have nostalgia with that, and I love side-scrolling 16-bit graphics. All that looks awesome to me. But to a kid, like, why would he play that versus Skylanders or anything like
It
that?
also gives purpose to every Amiibo you already own
Yeah.
without having to have a game that matches its
Exactly,
functionality. So
exactly.
I like that aspect that it's, it feels like a small little bonus. I personally don't feel like it's something you ever need to announce in a direct or anything. It's just like this cool thing
Yeah.
that should we build into your system from the get-go or with the Amiibo releases. I'm glad it's there. I think it's cool, but
Yeah, I'm trying to think about how they can. I understand what they're doing with the launch of it. I'm trying to think about how they can expand on it. You know?
And it's definitely cool that it at least is more free content for people who don't already own those games. Like
Yeah.
it is another aspect of something to do on a Wii U.
Yep.
If you're not spending money on Virtual Console, like you're getting a taste of that stuff. And in some ways it is an advertisement for Virtual Console too. But I think you're right in that so many demos have existed before this, and this is such a strange way to present some of that stuff, and especially not to be sour on it, but the fact that it's limited to Super Nintendo and Nintendo games.
Yeah.
Like, where's your N64? Like there are new sort of pieces of the Virtual Console pie, if you
too
will.
big to download, right?
Yeah.
The data is
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe that's also part of it.
They want it
but-
to be turnkey, so you swipe and you immediately.
Well, I
go.
don't know if as many. I mean, it's a little bit different with a 3D game because I think that you have to actually sculpt that vertical slice to look
Yeah,
differently.
versus-
Whereas,
yeah.
like I can throw you a Mario level like it's nothing. I can give you an area in Metroid and define a
Yeah.
point and a starting and ending. But I can't just be like, here's the courtyard from Mario 64, but you can't go in the front door.
Yeah.
You know.
And it ruins the Greatest Bits name, so.
Yeah.
That's
well, and it's sort of
Well,
the
the 64 technically had 64 bits.
Yeah.
didn't it?
True. Yeah.
It
Who
did.
knows?
No, but it even just to follow up on that point, it's sort of what you just described is the reason why NES Remix exists.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
probably why Super Nintendo Remix will absolutely exist sometime soon.
And I love those products, and I feel like they're for us, right? And that's great. I don't know if a kid's going to pick that up, but I do like the idea of a kid sitting down and being like, I've never played Mario 2, but I have this toy, and I touch it to the gamepad, and all of a sudden my system was just like, try this level from Mario 2, and he or she gets to play it for the first time.
Gotcha, yeah.
That's kind of endearing to me. I appreciate that.
It's all right.
As for
would've-
us, I don't care.
I would have preferred more of a reward system where it wasn't using something that you get for free or you have already experienced, like swiping an Amiibo and you instantly install the theme for that Amiibo's game
That
on your
I
Wii U
love.
or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
where it truly feels special rather than here's a game, yoink.
You know what? Like they put out 3 or 4 themes on the 3DS every single week now, and I buy some of them, and I shouldn't because they're $2 and they're JPEGs. You know, and I really
There's
should.
music too, but I
But
hear
there-
you.
yeah, but it's
expensive. It adds up.
It's pretty low rent for what they're actually giving
Absolutely.
you. But
Yeah.
sure, why not touch an amiibo to your 3DS and get like a Legend of Zelda theme, or get like a Little Mac theme
That'd
if
be
you happen to have
awesome.
that amiibo.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes.
I mean, I think there are all sorts of directions they can take this family of figurines.
Yep. And like
you
we
know.
always say, I think in terms of having a figurine and then just strengthening its value over time by adding additional content to a multitude of games is nice. It's good. It's different than just buying horse armor that only works once.
They strengthening their value beyond the $100 for Marth or okay.
Assuming
I'm
you
not gonna
can
let this
buy
go.
one.
Yeah,
Assuming
if you can
buy
find-
one.
You clearly have an agenda that you want to talk about. I just want
it's
to
all
bring
good.
this. I just want to bring this to light.